I just decided to go live. I'm like, wow, it's Christmas Eve. So I decided to go live today, just in case it was somebody here that needed some support. Um, so I I just want to say I hope everybody has an amazing holiday. Okay. This is a time the family, friends, loved ones getting together for the holiday, celebrating, having dinner together, laughing. And so that's an amazing thing. As I walk with the dogs outside, I see all these Christmas trees lit up. I see the presents on the table. And yeah, it's a wonderful time. And how I'm feeling about it is I'm just feeling really good, peaceful. And I think that perhaps I well, I'll put this live out here. And everybody is probably opening presents at this particular time in certain places, depending on where you are in the world. So, say, at this point in time, I think, oh, hi. Hi, Just Human. How are you? I'm glad that you could join me today. I honestly, when I decided to go live, I didn't realize what day it was, okay, because I'm here in Anchorage, Alaska, okay? And when I realized, oh wow, it's Christmas Eve. So I don't want to seem to be insensitive, but since I'm here, might as well have this conversation, right? Okay. And so where you from? If you don't want to say, that's okay too. It's all good. We'll hold some space here for each other. Okay. And so what I wanted to talk about is hi, advocate of the spirit. I'm feeling better now, okay? I'm like, dang, okay. I'm glad you're here. Like I was telling Just Human, um, I was sleeping early. I really wasn't paying attention. I didn't know today was Christmas Eve, okay? Because here in Alaska, it's dark. So it could be 9 p.m. or 9 a.m. So when I looked at the calendar, I was like, oh, it's Christmas Eve. So that's a one. Hi, Karen. How are you? I'm glad you showed up too. All right, we here together. We're gonna party together, okay? And everybody that's enjoying their Christmas, festivities, you know, I applaud them, okay? Because I was walking around the neighborhood, I was seeing the trees. My neighbor next door, right? Her husband had died, okay, on the 8th of December. All right. And I went over I think 2 days ago, and I had a conversation with her. She is a wonderful lady. She and her husband been in that house for 62 years, okay? And she's a registered nurse, and she still volunteers her time at the hospital, okay, during the day while her husband is at home because they had somebody to come in to take care of him during the day. And she says if it wasn't for the work that she does for other people, that's what keeps her alive. Okay. And I applaud her. And I sat there and had a conversation with her. And she talked about how her and her husband got together. Okay. And that uh, he was her soulmate. Okay. When they met, it was just like heaven. Okay. And, and she talked about her beautiful family, how they live all over in different places, how they all came together, knowing that he was dying and had Christmas carols and everything. And his last word was hallelujah. Okay? And so he left this world knowing that he gave everything that he had. Okay. And yeah, that's where we are today. So I'm gonna be honest, I've been melancholy for the last few weeks, okay, because the holidays is very hard for me. Okay. Hi, Dr. Nicole. Thank you. Thank you for coming in. So time has been very hard. So I've been trying to keep all these things to myself, and I'm crying and dying inside. So I had some conversations early in the week on the one that I talked about the unmasking. Okay. I'm glad to see you too, Dr. Nicole. You make me feel good already. All of you guys, seriously. So um so I did that. It's because speaking my truth, okay, I can be free to walk the earth, okay, to talk to anybody and feel good about who I am. And that's something a lot of us suffer with, okay? We want to be who we are, and we deserve that, to be happy. Because that man next door, okay, he was happy every day. He volunteered his time to his church, helping them with the paperwork and keeping everything in order. He was really a beautiful person. And when I went over to the house, to that lady's house, okay, she's a wonderful lady. And I sat in the chair that he used to sit in when I used to come home every day, and I used to see him in his chair. And yeah, I sat in that chair, and that felt very symbolic to see what she went through, and how she is so calm, just losing her husband. Okay, we talked about the neighbor across the street. Okay, he had to have his knees replaced. She said, "Well, I'm going to go see about him today, and make sure he's all right." So she's trying to keep herself doing positive things until they have her husband's funeral on January the 10th. I'm like, damn, if she can go through all of that, be so calm and peaceful in this house all by herself. I didn't ask her whether she's going to stay in that huge house by herself. But she's in her 90s, okay? And I'm like, damn, if she's like that, I cannot be broken up. Okay. I cannot be that way, because this lady, she's lived 90 years. She told me she lived in the same neighborhood where they made that Little House on the Prairie. Little House on the Prairie was one of my favorite shows. Okay. I like the shows like that because it shows you other areas of life where people are having this beautiful time in this world with which no, it maybe exists, but not in my world. So it makes me feel good. Okay. Anything that makes you feel good, you gravitate towards that, right? Right? Exactly. So protecting our peace. Okay. Over the year I've been on Substack, okay, I didn't realize how important all of these things was. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I was coming from government contracting, right? So protecting our peace. Anytime you have this dark cloud coming into your presence and you feel this darkness, run. Okay? It's disturbing your peace, and don't allow it. Okay? Period. So what we have to do is set these boundaries. Okay? I walked the Great Wall of China. Okay? That wall was put there for a reason. Okay? So remember that. Protect your boundaries. You protect your peace by protecting your boundaries, okay? By limiting people's access to you who have these dark spirits, and you know it's not going to do you any good. Have the courage to say, no, I can't do that. Thank you. Bye. We have to stop this passive aggressiveness, because I do it too, because I be a nice person all the time because my father used to treat everybody like shit and talk to you like shit. Okay? He'll do it. He'll talk to you real good in front of people because he don't want to be, seen as, this bad person. But behind closed doors, he talks to you like shit. So I said, I'm going to be different. I try to talk to everybody nicely, okay? And treat people with respect. Treat people the way I want to be treated. That way people will come back to you, because if you treat people like that, they ain't coming back to you. They're like, she crazy. I'm going somewhere else. So I'm just telling you, it's a struggle sometimes, because I can be blunt. Okay? But my mother, on the other hand, my stepmother, she said, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Okay? And I always try to be mindful of that, of who I'm talking to and how I show up, because karma is a, you know what? And I don't want uh to, I want to treat people the way I want to be treated. Okay. So limiting people's access to us is how we do that. Okay. This is no offense against anybody. I have a lot of followers. Okay. I have a lot of free subscribers and paid subscribers. Okay. So it's like, if you're not a paid subscriber, period, I'm really going to have limited conversation for you. Okay. Period. It's nothing personal. I have to protect my time and my peace. Okay. And that's the world we live in, because I can't be everything to everybody, and I'm not Mother Teresa. And I have to remind myself that I am not here to be Mother Teresa. Okay. And I'm not here. We are not here for people to like us. We have a business. Okay. And we have to have boundaries. Okay. Nice and kind. Okay. I struggle with those two things. I really do. And so when sometimes people just don't understand what we're saying, that means that they're not for us. Say, baby, when you figure it out, you come back. Okay. Because I am tired. I'm not going to be, I'm going to limit the conversations, and I'm not going to be over explaining. I think I talk very clearly, and I am talking intelligently. And if a person can't understand me the first time, baby, okay, let me let you go, because that's taken away from my energy and my time. So we have to limit people's access to us. Period. That's to protect our peace. And again, you see this dark spirit coming your way, run the other way, because it's not for you, and it never will be. Okay? So that's how I'm going to start protecting my peace from now on. Okay? So I struggle with this thing with monetization, okay? Because of my faith. Okay, my faith tells me you go out there and you deliver the word to the people, okay? They didn't tell you how much you're supposed to be charging people for that, okay? So it's like, okay, do I charge? Do I don't charge? But then I have people that are paying me. So I feel like this. Those people are paying me because they can afford to, period. If they couldn't, they wouldn't have done it, okay? And those who can't, do we not minister to them as well? See, that's where this monetization comes from. Okay. And then you have these expectations. Okay. Can I fulfill all these expectations? Okay. Because remember, we are human. We can only, as Dr. Nicole talked about, to operate from the overflow, not from the access. Okay. And that's really what I have been doing. Okay. And I said, don't worry about people liking you, because we suffer from people pleasing. Okay. Well, if I don't, I have to think every day. Well, how am I going to temper what I'm saying to people so they won't be offended? If we keep operating in that way, we may as well shut up and don't talk at all, because everything we say is going to offend somebody, and we can't worry about that. We're here to deliver the word. Okay? If we worry about how we deliver and how it's received, we will never accomplish our mission. Now, if I'm wrong, correct me. Okay? Because I try to think, okay, if what I'm saying, how it's going to come across? How is it going to be received? How the hell do we know? People come from China. People live in Norway. People live in Egypt. How the hell do we know how these people going to take our message? They have to be intelligent enough to understand. If they're not, then they're not ready. Period. Come back when you feel you're ready. Okay? And in delivering our message, okay, some people are going to get triggered. Okay? That means that you need to take a look at that. Okay? Why am I being triggered by what she's saying? Is it something that I should be looking at within myself that I am insecure about, that I need to work on? Most times people triggered about something we say, that's the reason. You're triggering something within them that they refuse to deal with. Okay, fine. You own that. That's your story. Somebody told me not long ago, you're responsible for your own feelings. And I thought about that for a while, because I had a supervisor to tell me the same thing, that you're responsible for your own feelings. Really? When you treating me like shit, I'm responsible for my own feelings. Okay, well, that supervisor, I'm gonna tell you what happened to that supervisor. He harassed me and he was harassing a lot of people that I worked with. Okay, but I stood up to his ass because I'm like, if somebody got to stand up to him because otherwise he's gonna continue abusing us. Okay, so somebody told me, Angel's always been watching out for me. He's trying to get you fired. I'm like, thank you for telling me. So he sent me an email with some crap on it. And I sent that email to the colonel. The colonel came down there and asked me, he said, Margaret, what's going on? I said, sir, he is harassing not just me, everybody. He said, I can pull you out anytime you want. I'd send you wherever you want to go. I said, no. He's harassing them too. What he said, what do you suggest I do? I said, I suggest you get rid of him because he's the problem. Okay? They got him out of there and sent him somewhere else. That's what they usually do with problematic people like that. So when they came back, we were all clapping. Okay? We were all clapping because, okay, karma is a bitch. And I'm going to say it. Okay? So when you treat people like shit, that's what you're going to end up with. Shit. Okay? We applauded and we had a party in his honor. Okay? You don't treat people like shit and expect that it's gonna go unanswered because it's not. Okay? So I'm gonna talk about IG. Okay? I go on IG. I wish I could go on there unanonymously. Okay, where I'm not seen. Anyway, I go on there because during these times I get a lot of joy, okay? Laughter. To be able to laugh and to have joy is what brings meaning to our lives, okay? And not only that, we can come up with creative ideas as well to incorporate into our own business, okay? They're using Sora 2. They're using all of these different things to bring about their messaging, okay? Whether you're a coach, whether you're a writer, whatever. How can we utilize the skills, okay, and all these tools to further our pursuits. Okay? I'm like, oh man, they're doing this. And I'm like, hey, I can do this too. Okay? And so I'm always out there looking for creative ideas, looking for potential collaborators. That's what we have to do. Okay? Don't limit yourself. And if anybody, talk to 19 Keys, tell him I'm looking for him. Okay? And to get in contact with me. Thank you. So now we're looking at rolling out 2026. Okay? What does that look like? Right? So for what I did, I came up with this new theme. Okay? We can't keep using this shit from last year and the year before and expect for it to be still effective. Okay? So I came up with Elevation 2026. What does that mean as a leader in 2026? And I'm going to be rolling that out within the next 2 weeks. Okay? That consists of brand the branding, okay, and the content creation. All content is going to be centered around Elevation 2026. What does that mean for you as a leader? What does that mean for you as a business owner? What does that mean for you in elevating yourself and your constituents in 2026? And that's what we're going to talk about. Okay? Okay, so that's what I'm saying. The pillars, everything is going to reflect that. All messaging during the year, the 12 months. That's when I'm putting together the content plan. I didn't have all this stuff when I began because I'm like, I didn't know how to run a publication. Okay, after a year of all of these mistakes and egg on my face, now I can rise like a phoenix, okay? And talk about what we're going to do in 2026. That's what we need to be thinking about right now. I mean, I'm not disputing what people are doing for Christmas, but this is where my focus on 2026. And what is that going to look like for me and for you, all those that follow me? We're going to rise together, okay? Exactly. We're using our skills, we're using our talents. Hey, Khalil, yeah, we're using everything to upgrade, okay? That means we have to get rid of all the things right now that are not serving us. People, things and incorporate all the tools, resources that are going to elevate us and our constituents in 2026. Are we rising together? Okay. All right, then. So when we look at that, we talk about resilience, okay? We have naysayers and haters, and this equals fuel, okay? Because we all have them. I want to hear from my naysayers, and I want to hear from my haters and see what they have to say, okay? Because that's, like I said, it's going to give us the fuel we need to excel, okay? And some of those things we do need to look at, okay? Keep it real. Welcome all positive and negative comments, okay? Because then we can figure, okay, I did this and it was fucked up. Okay, well, this is what I'm going to do instead. All right. We have to continue. Trial and error is a part of life. How many of us have ran a publication before? In addition to your in addition to your job, your regular job, and everything else you're doing. You'd be probably coaching too. So, okay, we always have to look at how we can improve our processes, okay? What we did last year, it's not going to work this year because we're going to have new challenges we're going to be faced with, okay? So, like, oh, shit, how am I going to deal with this? So we're going to talk about that, okay? One of the systems that I have incorporated, okay, that I didn't have before because last year I was all over the place. And with the success I had, I'm like, damn, I didn't do so bad. So how can I improve that? So I'm starting right now using a Notion. Okay. I'm using Notion so I can keep track with everything that I'm doing in one place. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm highly recommending this one because I've been talking to her for a while. I don't know if her and I gonna go live or not, but I recommend her product. Okay, this is I'm using the Substack Creator OS. Okay, and it helps you to it's content HQ. It gives you an area for growth of your operations, monetization, Vault, Brand Vault, Strategy Vault, okay? And you put all this stuff in there and it keeps track of everything for you. And this system was made by Cassandra, okay? And I'm going to make sure to put her information in Cassandra. Cassandra Campbell made this system, and I'm starting to utilize that so I can put everything in there. I'm starting to put things in there so I can start building this thing and know exactly what I'm doing, when I do it, and so forth, so on and so forth. Okay? Because I need to be we need to be intentional about what we're doing and why we are doing, and look at the results that we are receiving. Otherwise, we just going through the motion, okay? And all of these things should be taken in consideration our values, okay? Values keeps us on path, right? Each life has a goal, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. When we want to talk about, we want to get to mastery, we have to first come from, rise up from mediocrity. And how we do that is through all of these steps we're talking about, being intentional. Okay. So yeah, we want to hear from our naysayers and we want to hear from our haters to see what they say. Okay. Because we know cream rises to the top. Okay. So we all about mastery. How do we get there? We take feedback. We take all of these things in consideration so we can improve upon what we're already doing. Okay. So let's talk about weaknesses. Everybody have weaknesses. Show me a person that don't have weaknesses, they don't live. Okay. Uh, Anybody that appears to be totally perfect, you beware of that person. Okay. Because as we know, there's the iceberg. Most of us are coaches. We're all intelligent. There are all the hidden things. Okay, are below the iceberg. Okay. So the ones that expose themselves, okay, with their flaws, leaders that expose their flaws, are the ones that are much more believable than, oh, I'm perfect. And I never had any problems. And how are they going to help you solve how is this perfect person going to help you solve their problem if they've never had any? They can't connect. They can't relate. Okay? So beware of that person. All right? Uh So we talked about the overhaul, the 2026. We have to go out and seek other ideas outside of Substack to give us inspiration, motivation, and ways in which we can improve ourselves and our business. Everything, everything we do is strategy. I mean, at least me. I can't speak for you. Okay. And sometimes we need to retreat. Okay. So we can reflect. We can, like Dr. Nicole, pause. Okay. And we can realign ourselves. Okay. In our business in ways that are going to be helpful for the masses. Okay. Sometimes, okay, my messaging, sometimes it's going to be, our message needs to be firm with people because people don't, when you are too nice or whatever, people don't listen. But when you have to say things with conviction to get people's attention, sometimes it's a negative way, sometimes it's positive, just like motivation. Motivation, there's intrinsic and extrinsic, okay? We can motivate ourselves, okay? But then we have to sometimes be motivated by others too, okay? So that could be positive or negative. When you're a supervisor, you can get two things from people. You can give them something, or you can take something away. Either way, you'll get a person's response. Okay, some people you have to give them a negative response in order to motivate them in a positive way. Okay, so I look at that because I see it myself, and I'll see somebody do something like that, and I'll get really really upset. But then I say, you know what? What lesson did I learn from that? I learned that that negative talk I heard from that supervisor put me in a situation like, okay, all right, I'm gonna do this instead. Because otherwise, we would just continue on that path of no return. And so when people come into our lives, it's a reason. Even negative people, okay, come into our lives and say, okay, this is the type of person that I'm going to block in the future. Okay? Even if it's just that. So look at everything like that. Okay? And again, I don't dwell on, and the thing is, I usually dwell on a lot of things. And it eats me up. Just let the shit go. They had a book out, I forgot his name. He said something about don't sweat the small stuff. When I look back in my life, okay, I see a lot of things just was not worth my time and effort. And before we act, when somebody says something stupid or ignorant or disrespectful, ask yourself, is it worth my time or effort? Most time it's not. When you don't respond, that is a response. Okay? Remember that. Everything does not deserve your time, your effort, or response because it's taking you away from what you're trying to accomplish. That ignorant person, leave them where they are and keep moving on your path because that's what's called a distraction. And it's put in your path for a reason to see if you're going to take the bait. Don't take the bait. Okay? Keep moving. Next. That's what we have to do. Okay? All right. I don't know if you guys have any questions or not. I knew it was going to be some people here, and I wanted to talk to you on all of these things. Again, there's another thing too, is that I take on other people's problems. Okay, I can't take on people's problems. Period. All right, we cannot do that. We cannot save people. We give people the information. Okay, we help. We give them. Hey, this is what I I say to you in this instance, if people don't listen, most times people don't listen. Okay? And so they come back to you again and they're gonna say, well, blah, 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 blah. And I'll say, well, what did I tell you the first time? Did you do anything different after I talked to you? No. Okay, well, I don't have any more conversation for you then. If you didn't do what I suggested, then don't waste my time. That's your problem. And that's the way we have to be. That's the way we have to be. Okay? Because people will waste your time for nothing. Okay? And you're not wasting my time anymore. Once I told you, I'm done. Period. And if you think that I'm cold or malicious, that's your problem. Okay? Because we all have our own cross to bear. Okay? We cannot let anybody take us to the gutter. We cannot let anybody take us to the alley. Okay? I'm not going there. You go there by yourself. Okay? I left the alley years ago. Okay? And I'm not going back there. Bye. And don't give it a second thought. Because there's other people out there that needs to hear our message that will hear it. And hopefully they will put it to use. But if they don't, that's their problem. We can't worry about that. Once you gave the message and the person's still in the gutter, leave them there. They deserve to be there then. Period. That's where I'm at today. I'm not taking on nobody else's problems, nobody else's emotions, because all of these things, I'm absorbing all of these things at the end of the day, and I can't sleep. I'm not taking that shit on no more. Period. I'm letting it go. That's why I needed time off. That's why I was so reactive. I'm here to give a message. The change is up to you to make. Period. That's it. I can't worry if somebody deletes me, somebody unsubscribes to me, somebody unfollow me. I applaud it. Do that because you weren't meant for me anyway. Okay? We are here to serve the people that want to be with us. If you don't, go away. Okay, we can't worry about that stuff. I can't worry about how many subscribers did I lose today? How many followers I subscribed? How many people did I offend today? I'm here to give a message. Okay? I'm here to do my work that I was called to do. If you got a problem or issue with it, delete. Period. Go away. And that's where I'm at today. We have to take our power back. Okay? We're here to do God's work. And how people receive it, that's up to them. Okay? That means they're not ready. Or they're just not for us. Don't worry about it. The message still have to be put out anyway. Okay? Because the world is hurting. We were all brought together here to help and to heal. Okay? Healing means dealing with your shit. And that means being uncomfortable. If you don't want to be uncomfortable, you stay in your little world, okay, which is like this. Okay? If you want to expand that world out like this, open your mind, open your heart. Be willing to do the hard work. If you're not ready, come back when you're ready. Okay? Period. We have our instructions, okay? And we have our mission. Let's go. Those with us, I applaud you. We're gonna work together. And those that are not, you keep your ass over there because you're not gonna stop us. Period. No way, form, or fashion are we gonna let anybody stop us. And that's where I'm at today. If that's 3, let's go. If it's 100, let's go. We are stronger together than we are separate. And we know that, okay? And as everybody celebrating the holidays today, okay? I'm grateful, okay? And I celebrated alone, and that's okay. I'm okay with being alone. You know why? Because I have less problems. I leave that chaos outside. Because once you let a person in your house, okay, and if their spirit is messed up, you stuck, and you in a hellhole. Okay, well, at least I'm alone. I have control over my life, my time, where my energy is spent. Okay, and I have peace and serenity. Okay? I'd rather have that. I'd rather be alone for the rest of my life and have that rather than have another individual in it making me miserable. And I've been there before. Too many times. And I'm not accepting anything less than I'm willing to give. So I applaud being alone, okay? Because I don't have to take nobody's shit. I don't have to put nobody out, and I don't have to move. Because I'm not going down that road again, ever. Because people don't show you who they are until after the newness wear off, and then the mask come off, and then you're like, damn, something told me this motherfucker was no good. But but I was feeling so good at the time because I was being, saying, I love you or whatever. But then you're like, damn, I didn't see that coming. But you did see it because your body told you, but but your mind or your heart or something else said, no, I'm going to try it anyway. Okay. Think again. Okay. Save yourself some worry, because if you by yourself, you're at peace. You can make all decisions from a position of strength, listening to your intuition and coming into your full power. You cannot you cannot come into your full power with darkness around you. Okay? With contrasting things like that, it's not going to come out right. I've tried that. Okay, well, this person, okay, it's not good. Okay, but I'm gonna try to make it work anyway. You cannot put good on top of crack. Foundation has a firm foundation. If you don't have a firm foundation, a building cannot stand. Period. We all know that. Right. Everything glitters, not gold. So taking all of these things in consideration, we need to protect ourselves at all cost. Okay? Because we tell our constituents the same way. How can we have to lead by example, right? So if we're at our best selves, we can help our clients to do the same thing. If our clients see us coming apart at the seams, you think they're gonna want to pay us for coaching? No, I'm just saying, because we all are fallible, but you understand what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if we're not showing that we are working on ourselves despite our flaws, then who is going to want to come to us? Okay. Yeah. People say, yeah, I can see that Margaret's in a little trouble. Yeah, I am. I'm working on myself every day. I'm working through this trauma, and I'm helping others by spotlighting my flaws. Hopefully, it's showing you how you can excel in spite of yours. Okay, that's why I do it. Because if I sit here just talking to you about positive shit, you can go read a book for that. You can look at somebody else's Substack for that. You want some real shit that I'm talking this how you can change your life. Okay? That's the stuff that you want to hear. You want to hear the stuff that people have overcome these extreme odds, and how you can do the same thing. If they ain't talking about stuff like that, then you ain't saying nothing I want to hear. Okay? That's why I say, okay, I'm feeling bad. I'm feeling down. Okay, I'm gonna go over to IG, see what they saying. They always talk about these uplifting things. I'm like, yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, it helps me to snap out of it. Get your ass in gear. That's the stuff that you need. Okay, so people ain't talking about transformation. What are they talking about, really? Okay, if they're not talking about how they overcame their challenges and helping you to overcome yours, they're not saying nothing. They're talking noise. So I want to tell you something that's going to help you to catapult you. I want to give you the information that's going to light a fire under your ass and get up and do something. Okay? Get up off the floor and get up and do something. Because when you get up and do something and change your life, you're changing other people's lives too. You're changing your family's life. You're showing your kids resilience. You're showing your kids how to maintain when you're gone. Okay? But if you don't show that strength, that power, okay, then how do you expect your kids to do the same thing? Okay? So, yeah, I wanted to have this conversation today. I'm feeling better in my spirit. Okay, some things have happened to me that shook me. Okay, that broke me. Okay, deal with it. Now that I'm retired, I have no choice but to sit in it. Okay, I really do. And I'm like, okay, It is what it is because God put us, we have these tests and trials because we are being molded and shaped for the next journey ahead of us, 2026. And if we can't handle the small and trivial things, how are we going to handle the big things? Okay? There's a battle out there. Okay? We might have won the war, but the battle is still going on. Okay? Yeah, I'm feeling better, sister. Nothing gonna keep me down. I'm telling you, I'm resilient as fuck. Okay? All the stuff that I sit back and look, all the things that I've been through, how can I let anything in 2025, 2026 and beyond break me? Not gonna happen. Okay? I was struggling within myself. I'm always usually struggling within myself. And I did that to give myself some peace. Okay? I'm gonna explain to you something. If, say, for example, you decide to run for office and you've been holding all this shit inside of you, well, somebody else know about it. And they'll say, oh, remember the year that you slept with that woman's husband, or the year that you did this, you cheated, or you did this, and you holding all this stuff inside and you wondered, oh, somebody might find out and all of these things. No, I'm going to speak my truth and I'm going to get it out. So if you come back and say you did this, this, and this, yeah, I did it. What about it? Next. Okay? I had to let that stuff go so I can be free. So I did it. Tell me anybody on this earth that haven't done something that they're ashamed of or ashamed of or feel guilty about. Let that shit go. That shit is eating your ass up. It was eating me up. I was still so reactive. Okay? And once I let that stuff out, I'm like, oh my God, I am feeling free. Don't you want to be free? You don't, okay. I'm not Catholic, but even if you go to a Catholic, even if you go to the church and say, Father, I want to sit here and tell you something that I've never told anybody. And just let it go. It just frees you, become the person that you were meant to be. Okay? I don't care. Even if it's a stranger, I don't care. I'm going to tell you. I did this on such and such a day, and I feel so bad about it. I feel guilty. Once you let that shit go, oh my God, you set yourself free. And that's why I did that. Because I was tired of carrying this shit around with me. Most people I talk to, they said, you said, what did you say? I don't know what you're talking about. People don't see it as nothing. Nothing. And 20 years ago, they're like, oh, she did what? Oh, they'll be ready to tie me to the cross. Some people will too, still. That means they're ignorant, they don't know no better. Let them be that way. Okay? This was for me, it was freeing, and I'm glad I did it. I should have did it sooner, honestly. Nobody give a damn what you do in your bedroom or anywhere else. Nobody give a damn. Okay? We set ourselves free. Okay? That means that whatever you're dealing with, open that shit up, process it, and say, I'm better because of it. But if we keep running from shit, we will never have nothing. Because it keeps us in mediocre. It keeps us down here. Okay? Just like don't never let anyone dim your light. People have been dimming my light since I was born. Okay? And that's why I am so outspoken now. I don't give a damn if anybody have a problem with what I have to say. Because I had to dim my light. I had to be quiet all my life. I couldn't say what I wanted to say. Okay? And I couldn't do what I wanted to do. And here I am today. I'm going to do all of that. And you should too. Don't let anybody dim your light. Don't let nobody tell you what you can and cannot do. If you want to do it, do it. Okay? Period. I'm leaving all that shit behind. Okay? Yes. We let all this shit go, we could become the fire that we were meant to be. Because of our things that we've been through, the fire exists. Okay? The black sheep, okay, rises up and tell you this is what you need to do. If you listen, fine. If you don't, bye. So this gives us so much freedom when we don't listen to the noise and do our jobs that God sent us to do. Okay? And that's where I am today. And I'm not sad. Okay? What I said is what I meant. And that's what we need to do. Stop being passive aggressive. Say what you mean and mean what you say. If if the person have a problem with it, that's their problem, not ours. Okay? We delivered the message to you. How you receive it is up to you. Period. I'm not apologizing anymore, and I'm not feeling bad about anything. Okay? The fire is what we bring. We bring our whole selves. Okay? Whole selves. Then we can help others rise as well. Okay? I am not broken and nobody is here broken. Okay? We might be going through some things. Okay, but everybody's going through things. How can we process it and how can we use it as fuel to help others grow? That's where we are. Okay, I don't want to take up a lot of your time. I'm glad that you all were here, and I hope you got something from this message. Okay, because I know I did, and I wanted to set this record straight. There's nothing broken here. Okay, I am not sad about shit. I was processing. I was processing what I was going through. Okay, and I was modifying the things that I'm going to be looking at 2026. Okay. Period. Yeah, I was going through some things. I have trauma. I still have trauma, and I was triggered by the holiday. Period. All right, I can say that, and it was coming out in my messaging. Okay, but sometimes these are messages we need to hear, and these things that we're feeling, we need to let these feelings out because that helps us to grow. Okay, how I put it out in notes. Okay, how it goes out. Okay, people need to understand. People need to be tolerant. People need to be just shut the hell up. I'm just saying. I be seeing how they be saying these words on IG. And I'm like, damn, I wish I could say what I really want to say. I wish I could say that. But I really don't feel that way because I feel composed because I was always, you have to be this way. You have to talk this way. You can't say this. You have to do this. And then that puts you in this fucking box. And then you're like, damn, I can't say nothing I want to say. I can't do what I want to do. What kind of world is that for a person to have to live in? Okay? I'm like, damn. Growing up in that kind of a family and then having to work in this type of environment for 39 years, it's very hard for me even to say the word shit. And I'm gonna say it, okay? Because it's free. Every time I say a curse word, it frees me from these chains, these bonds that was holding me. Okay. And I'm like, oh, I wish I could talk. I go on IG. I go over and hear how they talking. I'm like, damn, I wish I could talk that way. But I'm like, because then people are going to look at me a certain way and they're going to say, oh, well, she's this and she's that. Okay. I don't give a damn. If I'm going to say something, I'm going to say it. And how you receive it is up to you. Okay. Maybe I should start talking on IG instead of over here for that, okay? Because I can really say some things, and I don't know how it's going to be received. See what I'm saying? So, I'm always thinking like that, and it's tiring. It takes away from my energy. It takes away from everything, and I keep overthinking, and I'm missing a fucking boat. Period. So I'm gonna start saying what I want to say, how I want to say it, and let the chips fall where they may. Okay? If I become censored, I'm censored. Whatever. We have to do us. Do you? All of these things is cramping our creativity. Okay? It's time out for that shit. Be who you are. If a motherfucker don't like it, then too damn bad. Period. I said it. Okay? If you don't like it, too bad. That's it. All right? Yeah, time to take out the garbage. Time to take out the garbage. That's right. Let's do our job. How did we deliver the message is how people receive it. Okay? And that's their problem. And I just have to keep telling myself. So I'll go to IG, look at somebody's telling me that, and then come back to Substack and say, David, this is it. I guess I'm looking for permission to say what I want to say. Don't look for permission. That's the thing. Don't look for permission, people. It's better to ask for forgiveness than permission. And I'm not going to ask for forgiveness no more. That's another thing. You know, they talk about, okay, well, you got to ask for forgiveness. Says who? The Bible? Based on what? Somebody treat you like shit day in, day out for all your life, and then you have to go back and ask for forgiveness because you told their asses off? Hell no. No. Only under certain circumstances will I ever again ask for forgiveness. Okay? Many times I asked for forgiveness and I wasn't even at fucking fault. Fuck that. I'm not doing that shit no more. I'm not asking for forgiveness. Period. Especially when we don't have to. I'm not doing it. Period. To keep the peace. And then you all messed up inside. It's like, okay, well, what did I do? You ain't did a damn thing. You just was yourself, and people can't take that. That's their problem. Stop asking for forgiveness. Forget that. I'm not asking for forgiveness no more. I'm tired. Because then that makes you feel like this. Well, you know damn well you ain't did shit wrong. Don't apologize no more. Turn their asses off. Period. Because again, that's part of protecting your damn peace. Oh, I'm gonna protect the peace by apologizing. I'm not doing that. You apologize. If you can't be a big enough person to apologize when you said some bullshit to people, then you are no longer a part of my life. Period. Don't settle for nothing that you're not willing to give. Okay? Don't accept less than you're willing to give. Okay? Period. I'm not doing that shit no more. Okay? And this is the shit that kept me messed up. It kept me reactive. These things you keep inside, they come reactive. They come reactive at the least time you expect. And a person will say, "What the hell wrong with you?" Because I'm dealing with a whole lot of shit and I've been keeping all this shit down and it comes out. It leaks out. It leaks out when you least expect. And you just pressure cooker. And then just explode. Don't be that. That weighs on your energy. It weighs on your time. It weighs on your mental well-being. And that's where I was. I was a walking pressure cooker. Okay? Because these things are leaking out. I'm trying to keep it in, but it's not working anymore because once you get filled up to a certain capacity, it's going to come out in ways that you never realized. You're like, damn, I really didn't mean to say that to that person. But I'm going through so much stuff right now, and they hit one of those trigger points, and it just came out. How you going to go back and explain that? Because people don't want to hear, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Especially if you ain't working on yourself to change it. People going to get tired of hearing your excuses. Okay? Like, no, I'm going somewhere else. Okay? So we have to deal with these things at the lowest level where it's manageable, where we can make these changes. Okay? Instead of having to take big changes at the same time. Okay? To make small changes over time. That's why we have to keep it real with ourselves. We have to keep it real with people. We have to say what we need to say and do what we need to do so we can continue moving forward. Because all these little things that we're going through is keeping us back. It's keeping us small. It's keeping us, preventing us from being our best selves and to create the community and the world that we want. Okay? So I'm dealing with all of these things in 2025, so I can shoot out the gate in 2026 with mad success, which I am going to have. And you need to say that to yourselves as well. Say it with me. We are going to have mad success in 2026. Keep saying it to yourself. And that's when you start doing it. Okay? Anything else is noise and block that shit out. Okay? And that's where we are today. There's nothing sad here. I am happy. Okay? And to have happiness in our lives, we have to become our best selves by letting go of the past, trauma. Okay? Speak our truth, speak the pain that we feel, Just speaking the pain that you feel makes you feel better. Okay? You start to be lighter. Okay? You start to regulate your nervous system. You start to gravitate the things in your life that were meant for you, including the people. But you can't do that with all this bullshit you're holding on to. Okay? When you let all these things go, the universe makes it possible to bring all the goodness and things in your life that's going to create the life that you always dreamed of. And I see it for each and every one of us. Okay? We deserve to be free. And I am happy today. All right. A lot of these things that we think that we're holding within, people already know anyway. We're only fooling ourselves. And nobody gives a damn. Okay? Live your life. Okay? Whatever you are and whatever you want, go after it. Nobody gives a damn. I don't care what the Bible say. I don't care what Trump say. I don't care what anybody say. Follow what's true to you. And you will have the happiness of a lifetime. And you deserve that. While you're laying on your deathbed, then you can say, oh shit, I enjoy every part of my life, every part of my body, whatever. I had a good damn time, so I'm ready to go. Okay? I'm ready to go. Like that man said, when my neighbor, they said he took his last word, he said hallelujah. And I want to say something similar to that as well. Okay? So don't give a damn what people say. All right? People not paying your bills anyway. If they ain't paying your bills, don't give a shit about what they saying. Okay? Period. Free subscribers will be free. They will come. Okay? Paid subscribers will come. Followers will come. They'll come and go. Okay? But our message remains the same. Let's go. Okay? That's it. Those that be loyal will be with you. Those who are unloyal will not. Too bad. That's we can't worry about that. Okay? Our message and our message and mission is too important to let anyone stop us. And I'm not letting anybody stop me either. It was just like I said, retreat is necessary for recalibration. Recalibration and realignment. And if we don't do that, we are not at our best selves. And in 2026, we elevate and we bring all the like-minded people with us. Not everybody. Everybody don't need to join us. Okay? Only those who are like-minded individuals will be joining us. All the rest is just noise. Remember that. Okay? We are one and we got this. And thank you for joining today. And be well in all ways. Thank you so much for joining. Bye.